Rob Daines has seen rock bottom, and it isn't a good place, but from all of that hurt comes hope. Like Rob, the people who live at Emmaus Village, Carlton, have been through the same mill, the same hell. All the residents of this village used to be homeless. They call themselves companions.
Like a lot of people, you know, I had a house, cars, well-paid job, one or two wrong decisions, and within probably 3 or 4 months I found myself homeless. I spent around 5 years on the streets. Yeah, and then somebody told me about Emmaus, and I've been with them pretty much ever since.
The village near Bedford is on the site of a former reform school. It's now home from homelessness. The companions live on site in 3 accommodation blocks. They have to sign off all benefits apart from housing, which goes towards their keep. They have an allowance for spending money each week, and drugs and alcohol are forbidden. Each morning, the companions take a breathalyzer test. It was their idea.
Brilliant. It's just to sort of help us sort of be aware of if there's anyone with drinking issues. We will be getting breathalyzed in the morning. Very rarely is it an issue where you have to go back to your room, sober up or come out. Obviously, because we use fork trucks, we're dealing with the public and things like that. You know, so it's a good thing. You know, we were sceptical at first, but it is a good thing. If more companies did that, you know, you'd find, you know, you can address people's drinking issues, drinking problems, and obviously make it a safer place. It's just part of our morning now. We don't even think about doing it.
The first Emmaus community was founded in France in 1949 by Father Henri-Antoine Gruez, better known as Abbé Pierre. He was an MP, a Catholic priest and a member of the resistance who fought to provide homes for those who lived on the streets of Paris. Inspired by Abbé Pierre, the village at Carlton gives companions their lives back. They can stay for as long as they want or use it as a crutch and move on. The first Emmaus community was set up in Cambridge in 1991. Now there are around 30 across the UK, providing work and self-respect in equal measure. It isn't just a bed for the night, it's a reason to get out of it in the morning.
People can stay here as long as they want to. There's no criteria for time limit on Emmaus villages, which is a really positive thing. So there's no sense that they've got a deadline where they've got to move on. So for some people, they'll stay here for 6 months. For some, they may stay for longer. All the companions come with a history of skills. So when they come and join us, we try and do a skills audit with them. So we try and find out what's their skill set and what's their interest. Some nice set of golf clubs there, Shelley. If we get some furniture, a chair or a table, and it needs a bit of tender loving care, then we've got a workshop here, and some of our companions are skilled in doing that, and they might just sort of sand it down, paint it, and then it's reusing it, recycling it, and then we'll try and sell it in the shop, so it's another source of income for us.
I lost my mum in September, the day after my birthday. 6 weeks later I lost my dad, then Christmas came and it got a little bit dark. And basically just spiraled downwards, down and down and down and down. And that's what I ended up in the woods, living for nearly a year, homeless, so yeah.
At the weekends, the companions do the cooking. Today, Manuel and Peter are in charge of the kitchen.
My wife died in 2011. My life went absolutely turmoil. Said goodbye to her to go to work. When I got back in the evening, she was dead on the settee. And it was a brain hemorrhage. Neither she nor me knew that was coming at all. And it took, I really hadn't got over it. And that was 6 years ago. And I probably never will. That was a time when I went straight into drink and lost basically everything. And then I, not suicidal, but was on the verge of suicide because life without Rona was no life at all, as far as I'm concerned.
There are 42 places at Carlton for men and women. It's a social enterprise with shops selling second-hand goods. Lots of charities help the homeless, lots sell second-hand stuff, but it's the sense of community that makes this place different. Tom used to be a companion, now he's the recycling manager.
Firstly, we try to reuse as much as possible, so whether that be through resale, refurbishment, or as we said, reuse. And reuse could be a number of things. That could be donating it to other charities, using it ourselves as equipment in our shops or in our offices, or giving it to people that need it more than we do.
One bacon sandwich on white.
Is this to eat in?
Yes, please.
Ian works in the bistro, and like many of the companions, he once had it all before it all went wrong.
I'll bring them over to you. If you just wait there, I'll bring them over to you in a second.
Homelessness has many forms and causes. The list is as long as the cold nights of winter. Marriage breakdown, bankruptcy, redundancy, drugs, gambling, alcohol, debt.
We run a soup kitchen in Bedford City Centre every other Thursday, and we help out on a Saturday night at a soup kitchen. And between those 2 nights, we probably see well over 100 people. Not all of those people are street sleeping because of drink and drugs. Less than half the people in the Emmaus community in the UK are here through drink and drug problems. There's other things that affect people's lives. And I would say to people, if talk to a street homeless person, see why they're there. They're not all drunk, they're not all high on drugs. Buy them a cup of coffee, buy them a sandwich, and these people are scared, lonely, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. That's the 4 emotions that people go through.
I wasn't one of these people that begged for money. I'd never be like that. But I honestly now can understand why people do. There was a chap a while ago, and I offered him some money, and I just said to him, "Look, I expect you'll probably buy a drink with this or something." He's like, "I don't drink. I'm teetotal." He literally is working on the street to get some money to buy food. That literally is all he wants, and a bed.
By the time I reached 21, I knew if I didn't change my life, I'd probably going to die at quite a young age. So luckily I come across Emmaus. I came here, they were very supportive of me, helped me through all of my issues. I'm now teetotal and have been for almost 4 years. So if it wasn't for this place, God knows where I'd be today.
Because I've come such a long way from where I was, the children have a relationship with their dad again. So I thank Emmaus for that.
I'm looking forward to leaving here at some point so I can live independently. I'm looking forward to that day, and my mind is okay and I can actually do it, and I know I can do it.